afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Commander Ranking with me, your host, Imperial Dane, master of ranking stuff. And today we're going to be looking at the British, the last of the new armies. That is, the ones with not a ton of commanders, because next up it will be the old armies, which have a lot of commanders. So, first up here, of course, we have the Advanced Emplacement Regiment, Abaddon tier, the tier that should never mention. In fact, its commander should just be utterly expunged from the game for the safety of mankind. Basically, all the thumbs down to this one. This dot commander should never have been brought into existence in the first place. It is a pure abomination. Like, just exterminators upon it. Next up, we got Royal Engineers, sort of like the lowest tier there, tier 4. Royal Engineer, it's just a weird command. Like, alright, Royal Engineers, it's got something that sort of works with engineers, but beyond that, it just feels really vague. Like, it's got some designate command vehicle. What does that have to do with engineers? Vehicle crew repairs, which obviously has been put on so many other commanders. It just feels similarly vague. Anti-building flame mortar support, again. How does this relate to engineers? I guess there's some sort of urban element there too, and of course you got the AVRE, which sort of fits, but overall it's sort of a vaguely defined commander that really doesn't do a lot, and honestly only gets picked because of the AVE like 90% of the time, and then there's occasionally the anti-building flame mortar and the flamethrowers, but overall it's just not very good or very clearly defined. And similarly, you got tactical support, which you feel sort of falls under that category as well, which that's probably more tier 3 to be honest. Similarly with the special weapons, like, they're better, but they suffer from also being vaguely defined. Like, alright, tactical support again is just one of those really just, well, that's an absolutely useless title. Again, it doesn't really tell us anything. Like, it's got some handy abilities, but overall nothing really sort of leads to much. You got a bit of engineers. Wouldn't that have been better than Royal Engineers then? Nah. Designate command vehicles, I guess that counts as tactical support. Air resupply operations, I guess. The Crocodile, that's nice, but again, it's sort of one of those that's kind of in every commander by now. And you got the forward observation post. I mean, it's nice, but it's also just so vaguely defined. It can be used, but it really just sort of lacks any particular direction. Similarly, special weapons. Oh, it's old friend the Crocodile, but otherwise, again, special weapons. What does that even mean? Like, it's another incredibly, like, vague special weapons. Like, you got anti-tank rifles. That's not special. That's terrible weapons. Like, anti-tank rifles weren't good in the first place. You got the half-tank. You got hold the line. You got some artillery. And, of course, you got the Crocodile. This isn't special weapons. This is just, again, like, a grab bag similar to what the Oberkommando West has. Like, again, the Oberkommandos and the British really suffer from poorly defined commanders. And special weapons truly just epitomizes this, I think, more than anything. I mean, what does the name mean? What is the theme? There's nothing. It's just special weapons. I mean, you might as well just call it Surprise Mechanics Regiment. It's about as obtusely defined as well. Like, it's just pointless. So yeah, that sort of makes up for tier 3. With these 3. And again, tier 666. Then we sort of move on to tier 2, where things, of course, are getting better. They're getting more defined, but there's still some elements lacking. Like, we got Mobile Assault. It's sort of strong, but again, Mobile Assault, it's sort of slightly vague, but, okay, Assault Mobility. So why is there the land matches there? Why is the vehicle crew repairs? That's not very assaulty now, is it? And, of course, got the Elite Infiltration Commandos, which are nice. They, of course, have been nerfed because it turned out they were a bit too nice. Advanced Cover Combat, which most never used despite being good. Ability, then you got Flamethrower. And again, it's alright. Again, it has some punch, but it still feels like it lacks something to really sort of push it towards the whole actual mobile assault. Like, it's mostly infantry born. Like, where's the mobility? Where's the vehicles? You'd figure there'd be something there, but again, it's not. It's not quite there, is it? And then we got Lend-Lease Assault Regiment. Again, like, you got some elements there. I mean, again, mortars, alright. Assault sections, alright. Tank destroyer, which doesn't get used for the Americans, getting used here, which probably won't get used either. Half-tracks, nice. And then you sort of got the vehicle crew repairs. Again, you just, where's the assault in that? Again, it's sort of slightly vaguely defined. It's better there. And honestly, I think they should just gone for the Sherman, to be honest. I think that would have been a slightly better pick there with the ability to switch between rounds, smoke screens, all that. I think that'd be more appreciated by the British. Also, I think been much more fitting. But there you go. Overall, again, it lacks something to really tie it all together. It's not bad, but it lacks some spice, some glue, something to really tie it all together into a more coherent package. So while the different elements I think are strong, they just don't work well together, which I think is sort of really what's holding it back. Moving on to Tier 1, we got Commander Regiment, sort of a nice punchy one. It's harder to use, I think, most players, but I still think it's good. It's like got focus, you got some smoke, you got assault abilities, you got mortar cover, you got commandos, you got even some air supremacy, which is sort of like, yeah, it's a bit naff, but still, I feel like the overall rest of the design and the package, it works. Like, it got direction, it has purpose, and it wants to do stuff. Like, this works. This is good. Similarly, Vanguard, which is honestly just Commando with a slightly different flavor, but again, you got raid operation, you got the 4 logistics line, you can go provide to commandos, officers, again, vehicle crew repairs, you got the crocodile, but again, it just fits there because that's where the Regiment was, and you got strafing support. It again has, again, slightly vaguish name, but Vanguard, of course, means you're leading first, and the crocodile certainly fits in that bill. I mean, it works. It's still pretty good overall, I think, though again, it's not seen so much usage as of late. But, it works in terms of design and, it sort of functions. And then, of course, we got Royal Artillery, which is pretty much just everywhere. It's got lots of artillery. It's like the one artillery doctrine, which, actually is explicitly named as artillery, or one of the few. And also has a lot of stuff with artillery and even has synergies with it thanks to the command tank. It works. And it very much works for an obvious reason. Of course, it works partly because, again, people just keep using the command tank, as a call-in tank. But, like, in theory, like, if people actually, like, learn to use abilities properly, which, let's face it, they probably never will. I mean, it works. Again, like, there's a theme. It's a coherent theme. And, again, it has synergies. It has elements that all together work. I mean, it's good. Like, it's good. It's really good. It's Tier 1, alongside, Commanders and Vanguard. But, I mean, as I said, overall, one of the issues with the British commanders, like the Orbital Commanderist, a lot of them are very vaguely defined and are relying again on just sort of these really, really vague terms like special weapons and tactical support. So, I mean, a rather mixed bag. And why did you do this, Relic, please? So there you go. That was the British Commander rankings. Moving on to the old armies, that is the Eastern armies, the Wehrmacht and the Soviets next time. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, share, press the bell button, and of course remember to comment. And if you guys like what I do and wish to see more videos from me, please remember to donate or pledge on Patreon if you can. Of course, if you can, that's also quite fine. But this is Napoleon signing off, and see you all another time. Cheers.